Good morning, everybody. I'm Laura Peterson, the host of Central Florida Real Estate Radio. I'm from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and to discuss the sale of your home, you can call or text 407-566-2555. That's 407-566-2555. So I hope everybody had a great 4th of July weekend and holiday and all that kind of good stuff. I know that Thursday everything was pretty much shut down, and then Friday everything was kind of still shut down. So it's a long weekend for a lot of people. So going through the stats this week, I'm sure they're going to be down quite a bit next week because of the 2 days off for a lot of people. I know that the title company that we work with all the time, Equitable, they were closed on Friday. And so, we were working, but there were basically a lot of companies that were closed. So the numbers are probably going to go down. But last week, there were 528 homes that sold, and it was up from 408 the week before. But that was the end of the month, obviously. The end of June is what that was. So of those 528, 32 were under 250, 37 were 250 to 300, 133 between 300 and 400, 112 between 400 and 500, 170 between 500 and a million, and then 44 over a million. So those two numbers are up significantly, the 500,000 and above, than they were the week before. So and when you're looking at the median price, it was at 450. So that was an increase from 423 the week before, which only makes sense because those higher level homes are there. Now, when you're looking at the months of inventory here with this price, with the amount of properties that sold last week, we're at 3.02 months of inventory. So that's 2.44 under 250, 2.05, 250 to 300, 2.24, 300 to 400, 3.02, 400 to 500, 3.62, 500 to a million, and 4.21, a million and above. The list to ask price ratio was at 97.39, and the under 250 was at 93.44. Then it goes to 98.12, 98.62, 98.62, 97.95, and 95.54 over a million. So the average days to contract is 51 is kind of what's going on there. So basically that's what's going on with the single family homes. When you start looking at the condos, townhomes, and villas, there were 156, up from 131 the week before. And the price point is $290 as the median. So that's up significantly as well. So $290 versus $450 for the single family homes. So of those total of 156 that sold last week, let's look how they shake down. So that goes that a lot more of them are obviously under 250. So 56 of the 156 are under 250, 29 250 to 300, 40 between 300 and 400, 23 between 400 and 500, 7 between 500 and a million, and one of them over a million. So when you look at their months of inventory, they're higher in the condos, 5.04 months of inventory there, 4.92 under the 250, 3.79, 250 to 300, 5.3, 300 to 400, 4.8, 400 to 500, 10.65, 500 to a million, and then 4.38 over a million. So there's kind of a glut in the marketplace there between 500 and a million, according to this week anyway. So the average list to contract, the time is 65 days, so a little bit more. And then the list to ask price is at 97.2, under 250 is at 95.4. Then we go to 97.77, 98.2, 97.6, 97.9, and then over a million was at 90.91. So basically the bottom line is that there are a lot more properties that are for sale in the condos, townhomes, and villas market than there are in the single family homes. But basically the bottom line is that all of them kind of reflect that they're going, when they're in that middle there, at about 98% of asking overall. So when I was looking this week, which we are going to be doing an abbreviated show just because of the 4th of July holiday and everything that's going on, I wanted to go over the new laws that are going into effect effective July 1st. So they're in effect and started earlier this week. And basically, there's the Hometown Heroes program, and that adds $100 million to the first-time homebuyer program. So it builds on the policies related to last year's Live Local Act that spur private investment in affordable housing, and it clarifies changes to the local zoning, height and density regulations to ensure counties and cities that have the guidelines that need to create more affordable housing options in their areas. So basically, we want people to apply for this so you can get first-time home buyer money, and there's $100 million available is what the scoop is. So this is a loan, but there aren't any payments on it right away and everything like that. And if you stay in your house a while, then you definitely don't even have to pay it back. So that's pretty cool too. Then in the MySafe Florida Home Program, there's another $200 million that's getting added to that program. So that's where you can protect your homes against storms and reduce your insurance premiums. It also provides for home inspections without having to apply for a grant. It allows low-income homeowners to relieve up to $10,000 without having to match the amount, and mandates the program administrator to streamline the grant process that prioritize reviews based on income and age, among other things. So you can apply there at mysafeflhome.com. So that's a place that you could do that. Now there's the MySafe Florida Condominium Pilot Program that also is coming to effect. And this expands the MySafe Florida Home Program to include condos. So the expansion allocates $30 million to help condos within 15 miles of the coast to harden roofs and openings against storms. So you can do that through msflh.com/condos for more information. And now there's also a law that's protecting privacy rights. And so addresses issued with squatters when they occupy private property by allowing property owners or their agents to request the immediate removal of unlawful squatters. So we talked about that before. So that's the scoop on that. And then there's $408 million for state and local affordable housing programs. So that includes $174 million for the State Housing Initiative Partnership, the SHIP program, which includes down payment and closing cost assistance programs, and $234 million for the State Apartment Incentive Loan Program, which helps build affordable rental housing. So again, if this is something that you think that you're interested in, then let us know and we'll be happy to help you through it, whatever that might be. So there are property insurance cost reductions, and that requires insurers to give homestead property owners a deduction on their residential property insurance premiums in the amount of 1.75% of the policyholder's total premium, and it applies to policies with coverage for a 12-month period. So lots of great stuff to check out here. So I'm not even through the whole list yet, but I will definitely get there. So in order to get in touch with us, you can call or text 407-566-2555, and we will be back after the break. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Laura Peterson, the host of Central Florida Real Estate Radio, and I'm from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. To discuss the sale of your home, you can call or text 407-566-2555. That's 407-566-2555. So I was going over some of the laws that have gone into effect July 1st, which is a good time for them to go in. So there were several things that we talked about. But there's a couple more to talk about. One of them is increased transparency of condominium documents. And this requires condo associations of 25 or more units to post digital copies of official condo documents on their websites. That includes the bylaws, the rules, the articles of incorporation, declarations, annual financial statements and budgets, the FAQ sheets, the frequently asked questions, building inspection reports, and reserve studies. So those should all be available now. There is also increased transparency of homeowners association documents, and this requires homeowners associations with 100 or more parcels to deliver physical or digital copies of their rules and covenants to all members and new members. But looking further on, effective January 1st, 2025, the homeowners associations with 100 or more parcels are going to have their records on the websites like the condominiums do. So that's something that's coming up. Then over $1.2 billion for the Everglades and water quality is going on now. And then there's also a law for preventing unlicensed real estate activity that allocates up to $500,000 to combat unlicensed real estate activity. So apparently there's quite a bit of that going on, so they want to make sure that they combat that. Things that are coming up later are seller flood disclosure, and this is going to be effective October 1st. That requires the seller to disclose in writing certain flood information to a prospective purchaser at or before executing a contract for the sale of residential property. This disclosure will help buyers make more informed decisions about a property and reduce the number of post-closing disputes. Now, thankfully, we haven't had any post-closing disputes when it comes to that because we check everything out in advance, but apparently everybody doesn't. And so as a result of that, it's going to be a requirement. So, X flood zone is basically for people that are in a flood zone that is without they don't expect it to flood. It's like 0.1% of the 100-year flood zone or whatever. But A and E, excuse me, are ones that happen quite frequently. If you're on a lake, part of your property might be in a flood zone and part of it might not. So you really have to look at where the house is located and how that's all happening and all of that kind of good stuff. And so that's kind of interesting that that's going to be coming into play as of October 1st of 2024. And then there's going to be something on the ballot, and I don't understand this, so I'm going to have to do more studying, that the annual adjustment to homestead exemption value and exemption of homesteads to the state constitution require the $25,000 of assessed value, which is exempt from all ad valorem taxes other than school district taxes, be adjusted annually for inflation. If approved by voters, it would take effect January 1st, 2025. So that's one of those constitutional amendments that's going to be on the ballot. So I'm going to do some research on it, and then when I find out what it's about, to the best of my ability, I'll let all you guys know. And more than that, I'm going to let you know where to go so that you can check it out yourself, because I think that's really most important, is that you understand it from yourself. I'm not an attorney. I didn't write this thing, so I don't exactly know. But to me, it's kind of difficult if you get to that ballot booth and when you get there and you have a paragraph that explains something that's very in-depth and detail in what's going on and you don't understand 100% what it is. So I tend to vote no on all of those things, which some of those things I'm sure I should vote yes, but the lack of understanding makes it so that I don't want to vote yes on it when I don't know 100% what I'm voting for and haven't done the research. So I will, in future shows, go through what's going on with that so that we can all be as informed as possible in making things happen. So next I'm going to go through here home remodeling, what to do and not do. Home upgrades can be costly and time consuming, and some of the most popular renovations include kitchens and bathrooms. And these can be really important in regards to, getting your house sold for top dollar and all of those kinds of things. If the house is something that needs those kinds of updates. You might just get a little lower price point, for it and everything when it comes down to it. But if it's in the same neighborhood where a lot of people have done those things, then you just have to understand that in this market, it might be competitive. So the kitchens are described as the most important room in the house when we're looking at it. And the 2022 survey from Home Digest asked participants to identify the room that they consider the most important feature in their homes, and roughly 41% of the people chose the kitchen. But not surprisingly, on renovation trends, they found that kitchens to be the most popular interior room to upgrade as well. And with so many people interested in kitchen renovations, there are 4 expectations homeowners should know about these popular improvement projects. Number 1, you should expect to spend some money. Most home improvement projects require a significant financial investment, but kitchens are among the more expensive undertakings. So you can just do simple things like maybe change the countertops, change the floorings, maybe change the appliances, and that kind of thing. But that says that the kitchen remodel costs somewhere between $14,611 and $41,432. So I'm sure that comes down to what you actually do in that to make that happen. So number 2, you should expect a good return on investment. If sticker shock settles in when receiving the initial kitchen remodel estimates, perhaps it can help homeowners to know that such a project may provide a strong return on investment. According to Remodeling Magazine 2024 Cost versus Value Report, a minor kitchen remodel provides a 96% return on investment. A major kitchen remodel is mid-range, is 49%, and a major one is 38%. And that's what I would agree with too. So it's like if you're just changing flooring, appliances, countertops, you could probably get close to a 96% return on investment. But if you're doing the whole thing, cabinets, all that kind of stuff, you may not get that out of it. Then, you might expect the project to take some time. Kitchens are large rooms with a lot of components, so they might take an extra more time than what you think it's going to take. They might take 6 weeks to 4 months, depending, again, what you do. But if you're just going ahead and changing out the flooring and the counters and stuff, it may not take that amount of time. So it's something to know. And then you might want to use your kitchen during renovation. If the timeline is scary, a homeowner should know they might be able to use part of the kitchen after the project begins. And so that comes down to, what you want to look at and all of that kind of good stuff. So basically what people are looking for as well is that they want to have watch parties. And so that would be watching stuff, on TV or a big screen or a theater or something like that. And so the things that people are looking for here is that they want to make sure that there's enough seats and that they're comfortable. They want an open floor plan so you can go to the kitchen and still get all the food and everything that you want. Fast internet is obviously critical. Lights, and then the technical aspects that you're going to have there in order to make that happen. Then next thing is what to know about bathrooms is that bathroom renovations are a significant undertaking that cost sizable amount too. And you can spend up to $80,000 in 2024 on a bathroom. The mid-range is $25,000. And so basically, it's kind of a big undertaking if you're going to do that. And such a financial commitment underscores the significance that a homeowners get when their when their remodels are done right. You don't want to ignore the return on investment. There's no denying certain projects provide better return on investment than others. The upscale bathroom remodel with nearly an $80,000 price tag would prove awe-inspiring, but you're only going to get probably about 45% of the return on investment on that. So you have to be really careful when it comes down to that. You have to pay attention to the detail and don't emphasize cost over quality. You want to make sure that you've got exactly, what you're looking for when that comes to pass. So in order to get in touch with us, you can call or text 407-566-2555. You can find us online at centralfloridarealestateradio.com, and we'll see you after the break. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Laura Peterson. I'm your host on Central Florida Real Estate Radio. I'm from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and to discuss the sale of your home, you can call or text 407-566-2555. That's 407-566-2555. So just one more thing I wanted to get to. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to do an abbreviated show here today because of the holidays and everything like that. But I wanted to let you know about the Home of the Week. It's a new one that's on the market. It's in Winter Park on a quarter of an acre, over a quarter of an acre, 0.27 actually. It is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, split level home. You don't have a lot of those here in Central Florida, but that's what this one is. Basically, it does have a beautiful pool, and this home has been renovated from the standpoint of you're not going to have to worry about anything. They put new windows in it, which are all Hurricane Miami-Dade rated, and that includes the slider. So you're not going to have to do any boarding up or anything like that when it comes to the house. And that was just done in the last couple of years. New hot water heater in 2019. There's a new roof on it from 2021. New pool screens. And it does have a beautiful pool and everything. They updated the pool deck. They put a pool heater in there in the last year. So they painted in 2024. So as I said, everything is pretty much ready to go. They put new appliances in as well, all stainless steel in the kitchen. And the kitchen's got granite countertops. It's got a dining room, a living room. And then, like I said, it's, got the 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. Now, the good news on this is that I'm going to be doing an open house on Sunday between 2 and 3, which is today. So if you can get out there, that would be great. The address is 1190 Forest View. No, my gosh, I've got to tell you the right address. That would really help, wouldn't it? It is 1190 Village Forest Lane in Winter Park. So again, 1190 Village Forest Lane in Winter Park. Love to see all of you there between 2 and 3 today. Feel free to come by, and this house is listed at $450, a great price, 1,525 square feet. So it's an awesome property in great shape, ready for the new owner. These owners are retiring and want to move around in their motorhome, which is in the front yard right now in the driveway, but there's no HOA, so it's a great situation. So I'm sure you guys will love this house, 1190 Village Forest Lane. See you there today between 2 and 3. Have a great day, and look forward to talking to you next week. In order to reach us, you can call 407-566-2555. Find us online at centralfloridarealestateradio.com, and we'll see you next week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye.